Good morning, fam. All right, it's time to do some transplanting. See, I got my work cut out for me. I started these seeds here. I just put a bunch of seeds in these little cups to the bottom of a water bottle, like this water bottle right here. I just cut the bottom part out along in here somewhere, along where my thumb is. Cut about that part up, much of it out. And I planted a bunch of seeds. Now here are the seeds I got. I'm getting ready to transplant. Check it out. That's a yellow tomato, uh, and I think that gets a pretty good size. And there's Swiss chard there. I'm not sure what kind. This is an heirloom tomato. Cherokee purple. We got yellow cherry peppers that are yellow. They're gonna be nice. Roma babies. I got some Swiss chard there. I got a transplant. And Grandma Mary is the name of this one. You can look it up. And there my pretty sun goes. These are cherry tomatoes. They're orange color and yellow orange color. Very, very sweet. Very, very good. Sun gold. This is an orange cherry tomato too. And this is a Rutgers. Okay. And this is some lettuce that I'm getting ready to transplant too. And and uh, and here are some collards. And I'll show you guys how I transplant them. And these are some cucumbers, I think I got from seed, different types of cucumbers, and I'll get them going. And there's some herbs over there, and these right here. Let me show you. The other day I was pruning the suckers off of my Sweet 100 cherry tomato, red cherry tomato plants. I pruned the suckers off of them and replanted them. Hopefully they'll take root and come up. Anyway, that's my little short video, and I'm getting ready to transplant, and I'll show you guys how I do it. You see all this work I got, all this work I got to do. I'm really proud of this, but it's time for me to get them into cups like this individually. Well, I think I'm gonna. Well, actually, I think I'm gonna put them in 4 packs for now, and let them grow. Uh, let them grow a little bit more before I put them in cups. All right. Good morning, fam. It is Monday, April the 22nd, the weekend after the Easter weekend. The Monday after the Easter weekend. Today I'm going to do some transplanting here with these different plants. I got sun gold here, as you can see, and here's a Cherokee purple, and some Swiss chard here that I'm going to transplant this morning. Like I said, hope you guys had a great Easter weekend. Now it's time to get back to work. This is how I transplant my seedlings, and this is the sun gold. I take this out right here, squeeze it out. Sometimes you have to cut it out, and squeeze this out like this right here. Okay. Be careful not to damage your plants too much. Now these, sometimes I'll dip them in here and run a little water on them to help clear them away, to get them separated. Sometimes I'll dip them in there, but you gotta be careful because these are young tender plants. And I lay them out like this. Here's my dirt. Here's my organic soil, that potting soil that I showed you in a previous video. And like I said, we'll separate them. First thing to do is just go ahead and separate them. And it is a cool early spring day morning here in Arkansas, Zone 8, Southwest Arkansas. All right, now check it out. I got them separated. We can count them here too. I got them separated, and from that one little cup, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 10 plants, 10 seedlings. So what I like to do, here's my empty cup here. I like to put this down in here and put you some. Now there's a couple of ways you can do this. I'll show you this way first. And I just kind of put it around there easily, gently, and okay. Kind of move it around a little bit. Be careful, like I said, don't damage the tap root there, and it won't hurt. They're not going to be under too much stress because it's cool out here. You see that tap root? Disturb it as little as possible. Okay. You got to kind of go deep. Always go deep so you get a good root system. And, you know, see, some of these have some of these. Now I'm going to show you this way too. I'm going to fill these other two pots up. And when you get small plants, like the really small plants, I'm going to put these, well, I'll put them in this one. I usually put an indentation in there, see, with your finger. And then that way you can just set that down in there. And then go on the side and just cover it from the sides, okay? And then you can put a little bit more dirt in here shortly. I'm going to do a southern one like this. Now these, I do this on these smaller ones because the ones that are a little larger, that has a long taproot on it, you know, I like to have it kind of empty. Okay, putting that in there. Be careful with it. The thing about having a green thumb is you have to have easy fingers, if that makes sense. Gentle fingers, I guess I should say. You have to handle stuff really gently. Okay, now you see the one I put an indentation in? Is that the right word? Indentation? Indentation, whatever. Okay. Now, see here? Now, kind of shake it a little bit. And that's 4 of those plants there. And I put these small ones in here. Usually I'll have about the same size plant, but I'm just kind of showing you guys a demonstration. This is about the same size as, you know, close. Well, these two are pretty close to the same size. But the smaller ones, I'd put all of them in together in one. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do this one here too. And, all right, there's some small ones there. So I'll go ahead and fill this up. Okay, here's a small one. Put an indentation in there, place it in there, and carefully ease it around the sides with your fingers easily. Okay, oh, see, I got one. You gotta be careful with these seedlings too. Now, all of them may not make the trip, you know, but when you plant them like this, and you plant several, you know, put a lot of seeds in it, you'll still come out on top. Okay, here's another one, little one. And got that taproot. Make sure that taproot goes down in there. Okay. Oop, it won't fall over on me. And I'll put some more soil in them. And I did say I had 10. Yeah, there were 10 because there's 2 more left. And when they, I don't have a red cup here, but when they get a little larger, what are you doing, Boda? Okay. See, that one's larger. I should have just had an empty pot for that one. But it's all good. Put some dirt in there. Okay. Now, and I'll continue to do these other ones. Swiss chard. I got some collards that I started like this, and I'll trim them up later. But let me show you how I water them. Let's get to that part. Okay, I take in. I just give them a drink, and this what I'm using. This comes from my worm casting catchment. When it filtered, I showed you on the video where I filtered the rainwater and it came out the back of my boat and collected the water. So this is filled with nutrients. Okay, so this makes it good. Like you're basically you're feeding them from jump. You know, as opposed to just watering them. What I should say, you're giving them a good feed and a good start. And I just pour it in there, kind of soak it. It'll drain, so don't worry about it. It'll drain off well. See, and that's how you start it. It's like this. See, it's draining already, and it'll drain, and then the roots will catch up. And like since it's cloudy today, I'm gonna leave it out here in this greenhouse because I don't have any cover over it. But I'm gonna just let the wind and Mother Nature kind of harden them off, okay? And then they'll be ready to set in some of these cups. This is a pepper cup, or any kind of cup, but they'll be ready to set in some of these cups. I'll separate these four and put them in individual cups and let them. And the reason I like to use these kind of solo cups or whatever is because once I get ready to plant, when these individual get large enough, I'm gonna let them get about yay high, something like this, 4 inches maybe. So there'll be another um, couple of weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks before they get up, and then I'll put them in these cups. And I like the fact of putting them in these cups, so when I get ready to put them out in the garden, they'll have a good organic soil, potting soil base in it. You know, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna put it back in here. But you see here, see that? That's a good. See the roots beginning to come out. When they start coming out like this, they're yearning to get out into your raised bed or to your rows or whatever, or to your hills or whatever you put your plants in. So you don't want to confine them to this for too long. But let them get. Now this pepper plant is actually ready to set in the garden, and I will do that today, maybe. But anyway, um, but that gives it a good ball system underneath it, and they'll expand into your organic garden, or into, if you don't have an organic garden, into your garden and with topsoil. All right, well that's my demonstration on how I transplant the seedlings that I plant. So you can plant several, and this is just the bottom of a cup here. I cut in half or a third or whatever. And see how these are beginning to get leggy. Let me get you closer. This is a Cherokee purple, by the way. I was beginning to get leggy. It's time to transplant these into 4 packs or 6 packs or whatever. And you can have a little bit bigger, but this is good enough for them to get a good size. You see, once look at this light. See here, once I put this in the ground, it will only stick up a little bit. So that'll give you a good strong base. Yep, that'll give you a good strong base. All right, appreciate y'all today.